Today we're going to start on the mobile and then spend a good chunk of time on the web version. So we'll get started on the mobile app and kind of see how, as an end user, as a team member, I might utilize deals. There's a couple of ways that the deals can be used that I think people don't really know about or have not really kind of gotten into. So I'm going to show kind of how you can map out your deals, how you can filter through those, and even build routes from the mobile app using the deals. So if you have a specific target at the end of a quarter, end of a month, and you want to kind of focus on your low-hanging fruit, get your people that are close to the end of the pipeline, just being able to target those deals and building out a day is something we'll take a look at today. And then we'll also flip over to the web version. And like Mary said, take a look at kind of the fundamental structure of the deals, how you can build out funnels, update the stages, and different information that you can log on the deal funnels that's going to help you capture and report information that's important. So with that, though, I will go ahead and start sharing my mobile screen. And we will dive right in. So I am in our usual Harry Potter account. I'm going to bring myself over to the map, and I'm going to focus myself into the Boston area where I've got a handful of deals plotted out. Just like the filters that we've seen a number of times over the course of the different workshop Wednesdays here, or that you might be familiar with, filters can be used on deals to make sure you're targeting and finding the right information. Deals can be plotted on the map the same way that you plot out your companies and plot out your contacts. The way that the deals do show up on the map is via the association. So if a deal is associated to a contact or to a company that's living in this Boston area, that's how the map is going to know where to plot out those deals. Similar to the companies and the people and the way we interact with those on the mobile map here, using things like the color keys. The color key is also applicable to the deals. In this scenario, I'm looking at my deals based on the color of the stage. When you're setting up your deal funnels, I do typically recommend a kind of colorization that's almost going to flow in a rainbow order, or something that's going to help you understand who is at the beginning of the funnel compared to who is at the end. So typically people will set that up where pink might be your lead stage, orange might be the second stage, and as you go through, you're kind of going down, and that is how I have these set up here. The deals on the mobile map are going to plot all of the deals and all of the funnels. So if you have multiple funnels or pipelines that are kind of the higher arching concept around where the deals are living, you'll be able to see all of those on the map. If for some reason you would like to focus in on one funnel or one stage, that is where your filters come into play. And just like we've done before, in the upper right corner, or for anyone who is not familiar with the filtering functionality, filters are located in this upper right corner. And I can come in and add filters on a deal. These can be anything from our basic fields like the funnel or the stage that the deal is in, or from custom information like products or different things that you list under individual deals. If I do come in here and want to filter out by a specific stage, like I said in that previous example, if I want to see everything that is closing soon, so everything towards the back end of my funnels of negotiating, buy and achieved, quoted price, I would be able to come in here and filter out for those specific stages within my funnel. We'll again talk more high level about the structure and building out these different stages from the web version. But here, when I come back onto the map, I'll now see all of those deals filled in the stage that I've selected there. So anyone in my negotiating or quoted deal section is now on my map, and it's removed everything else that I don't want to see. As a high level, again, the deals are going to be the opportunities that you're moving through your pipelines. And now I'm focused in on just those deals, just those opportunities that I know are close to closing. When I'm in here, something that a lot of people do not know, people often will visualize their deals, see where they are, but you can actually utilize these opportunities as a way to plan out your day. If I use my wrench on the right side of the screen, I'm able to come in here and grab those deals just like I might do with companies or people to start planning out a route experience. If I come into this add to route, I can start building out a route using the deals. So if you want your team members to focus in on things towards the end of their pipeline today or towards the end of, because we're at the end of the month, I can go ahead and build out a route utilizing these deals in particular. And 1 second, it might be some of my associations there. There we go. I hit the wrong button. So maybe I call this one my Boston deal route, and I'm starting in Boston and ending in Boston. And again, I know we are focused on our deals today, but if you have questions about the filtering or the routing, please do feel free to jump in with those. If I know this is a route that I'm planning for tomorrow morning and each stop will take me about 30 minutes, once I've built out this route here, I'm going to get that same optimized experience that I might do with my companies or with my people. Because the deals are associated to companies or to people, you can build routes off of those deals, using them as a starting point to build out and plan a route for the day. Once you've built out a route here, you're able to run it just like you might run any other route that you've created. I can pull this up from the bottom of the screen, see the different stops that were included. Again, this route has now been built off of the associated companies, not the deals itself, but the companies that are linked to those particular deals. And when I come in to this account, I can check in, log my activities, and from the mobile application, I am able to make edits to my deals. If I know that this deal has moved from buy-in achieved to won or to another stage in my funnel, I'm able to come in and say, now it's in negotiating, or now it is closed won. And this will then appropriately reflect in my map, in my web funnel, in all of my reporting. So on mobile, I am able to map out those deals, edit those deals, add new deals. And this is essentially how I would use the deals functionality as a team member or end user of Map My Customers.
Hey, Kim, I have just a question that's come up a lot in some of our like demo and prospecting calls. So if we have a native CRM integration, so, Dynamics, HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho, if I update a deal stage here, does it also update there?
Yes, so we do sync on all 4 of those objects. So we will sync on companies, people, deals, and activities. If you are using deals in your CRM, any changes that you make to a deal, you change the stage, you add more information, you log notes, will reflect back in CRM and vice versa. So if you have any automations in CRM or anything set up there, it will push to Map My Customers. And then any manual changes that the field team might be making to deals and Map My Customers will also push back to CRM. I see that there are no questions. I'm going to kind of slow here for a second, see if there is anything else I can answer. I will show you really quick if I go over to a company and would like to add a deal to that particular company. Just like I saw in the relationships section in the company before, I am able to add new deals right from Map My Customers. So I am able to edit ones that are already existing. I can also add brand new deals in here as well. So if I come in to this blue manage button on the right side of deals, I'm able to come in and add new deals right from the mobile application. I can give this information like the deal amount, the funnel that it should be in, the different stages that I might select here. I can give it a closing date. And then again, any other custom information that you would look to add to a deal a lot of times we see people put information here like product type, indicating which product they're interested in this particular deal. Another thing that comes up a lot for people is they look at this and say, yes, the monetary value, that makes sense, but that is not how we quantify out a deal. For us, it's not the amount of money, it's the quantity. If I said, okay, yes, what number of product are they interested in? What other information I might want to capture. That is where those custom fields come into play. And you can get information like number of products or other pieces of deal information that might be relevant. When I save this one here, again, just like before, that deal is now going to be living on my map. That deal is going to be living in my Map My Customers system. I will be able to report on that. So as always, anything I'm doing here will report back up to web, and anything I'm doing here will also go back to CRM. But any questions from an end user perspective? Awesome. Again, if you do ever have questions, like I said, on things that are not necessarily deals, I know we kind of buzzed through some of the filtering, some of the routing. Please do feel free to ask those. This is the right time to get that done. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to shift over to the web version here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my web screen. We did this a little bit in reverse, but because I want to spend majority of time on the web version, the setup will happen in the web version unless you are connected to a CRM. If you are utilizing a CRM, it is going to pull and automatically build your funnels, build your pipelines, as well as the stages that are already created in CRM. If you are brand new to deals in Map My Customers or have created it in Map My Customers, your deals are going to live in the records, deals and funnels section, where here you'll have 3 different views that differ from what you can see on mobile. Reason being is just spacing is the big one. This board view here is a really nice way to organize and take a look at your deals in a kind of highly quantitative way. You can work with the board view here in a horizontal and vertical fashion. So here I can see the funnel, the pipeline is my product sales funnel. And I've got the different stages representing how I might move a deal or opportunity through this pipeline. Product demonstration, final product review, quoted price, final decision, closed won, and closed lost. So I can move horizontally here to see all of my stages. I can also work vertically in an individual stage and see all 12 of the deals living in my final product review deal stage. I can scroll through this. In this board view, or alternatively called a Kanban view, will let me interact with the cards very easily. A lot of times people like to use this view for deal maintenance. It's a really easy way to say, oh, wait, this deal is actually in the final decision and the Avalon deal actually was closed won, to move and clean up deals in bulk. We often see people use this in one-on-ones. So if I want to see all of the deals for a particular team member, I'm able to filter through this view using this user's filter to quickly identify all 7 of my deals that Hermione has created here, where they're living in my closed won, my closed lost, and what is still open here. Also in this board view, something to call out that you might notice within the individual cards is information about the all that associated accounts. If I click on an individual card, it's going to open up that same edit view that we saw on mobile, where I'm going to see information like the stage, the deal amount, the expected close date, and again, all of those other custom fields or other associated records that are living in the system here. You can attach notes, you can attach files. Something we've seen people do often with the files is attach something like a quote or a PDF of a quote so they can easily access that and what was quoted from the deal itself. Also in this board view, you're going to see two areas that are pretty Map My Customers specific. One of them being the adjusted amount and the adjusted volumes. Looking at the deal funnel here, I will see different percentages providing a weight to each stage. What that's going to allow you to do is better forecasting when looking at the amount of volume or the total amount of revenue living in your deal funnel or funnels. Here I can see that I've weighted my stages at 5%, 20%, 70, and 85. As a deal is moving through your pipeline, the likelihood of closing is going to be increasing. If I had 500 deals in product demonstration that all had a lot of value, it would really inflate the way that my deal funnel looks from a revenue perspective if I did not have these percentages, because I might say, well, I've got $1 million in revenue in this pipeline, but it's all really early stage. Whereas we know it's more valuable to have a deal that's further along in the pipeline. So here you'll see these different volumes of the total amount, just aggregating all of the deals and the deal amounts listed, as well as the adjusted amount based on the percentages of close opportunities on these different deal stages. Something else that you might see here, and this one is actually more Map My Customer specific. You probably do have adjusted pipelines in your CRM, but something that we do have in Map My Customers is the concept of rot. If you have used our cadence feature before, it is similar to the cadence feature. If you have not used our cadence feature before, probably a future Workshop Wednesday or a previous Workshop Wednesday that's occurred. So definitely something that you can kind of read up on if this is of interest. But the way that the deal rot works is it allows you to assign a limit to how long a deal can sit in a particular stage. If you know that anything in product demonstration, it's new, it's early in the pipeline, and you've got some wiggle room, you can let it sit in this stage for 30 days before we're going to start flagging it and saying, hey, this is rotting. This has been sitting here for a very long time, and you probably want to keep moving it through the pipeline. It could be 30 days, it could be 70 days, it could be 100 days. These limits are set individually by stage, by funnel, by you. If I come in here and I know that as it moves through the pipeline, if I'm sending out quotes, I do not want them sitting there for a long time. You can see that my rot limit slowly tapers to a smaller amount because I do not want anything sitting at the end of my pipeline going untouched for a really long time. I want to make sure that my rep is in there and is interacting with those late stage deals. This becomes something that you can filter. You can filter this in your board view. You can filter this on your map. If I do come in here and filter by anything that is rotting, I want to see any deal that is rotting or has been rotting for more than 50 days. I can filter this down and now see the 27 deals that have been rotting for 50 days. And these are my deals that might need the most attention. Again, I can do this from here. I can do this from the map. I could do this from that mobile map and then build out that route using these deals to focus in on ones that need my attention. Don't see any questions in the Q&A, but I'll pause for a second as people maybe digest the different adjusted amounts, the different rot limits, before we move into two of the other views and some of the reporting that we can do.
Awesome, Kim. There's also a article bought from Joe Anderson from when he was on Workshop Wednesday on like building a sales process from the ground up. So if this is something you don't currently have in process at your company, we do have some resources available, and I'll send that in the summary email.
Awesome. And yeah, so if that is building out these funnels, setting up your stages. We are happy to help with support with with your CSM, but these are all customizable. I don't think I have said that yet, but you'll notice that my product sales funnel has product demonstration, quoted price, final decision. But if I flip over to my sales funnel, it has different stages. So you can have different pipelines with different stages. Some pipelines might be longer, some might be shorter. So you are able to customize what what stages and how many funnels you would like to utilize.
And just to add to that, if you're new to using deals, I would say that's really the first step, is thinking what are the different sales funnels needed and the stages. If you're unsure and want to talk through that with our customer success team, we'd be happy to do that with you and get some of these things set up. Additionally, once you've gone through the administrative steps of setting up your funnels and stages, obviously then there's going to be an element of bringing potentially some data in and or training your team on how to use that or what new information is going to be on the map. That's something our CS team can definitely help with as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. With no questions in our Q&A, I'm going to bounce over to our other two views and then take a quick look at reporting. But right here is where I can navigate through my different deals views. Again, this is the web version, but I can view this in a list view. It creates this nice kind of visual pipeline for me. I can see where people are in the stages, the numbers, things like that. I'm able to see that list view to quickly scroll through, see those deal amounts, those adjusted amounts, the close dates, and all of that other information that might be relevant. And I am able to filter here as well. Show me all of my rotting deals, how long they've been rotting, what stages they're in. And I can very quickly and easily focus in on these in a list, in addition to that forward view, in addition to that map view. The third view is the forecast view. If you are utilizing close dates, this is something that will help you aggregate the information in a way that is not specific to the stage, but it's going to aggregate it out by that close date. So I'm able to quickly see what I'm expecting to close by the end of this month or next month. I can view this by month, I can view this by quarter, and you'll notice it's going to maintain those different adjusted amounts that we've seen before. So I can see that I have about $60,000 that is expected to close in Q3, but the adjusted amount is also listed here, adjusting again based on the stage that that particular deal is in. I'm also able to go through this view and quickly clean up things that might have gotten forgotten. I can see I've got 16 deals where the close date was marked for 2022. Maybe that's an easy way for me to go in and say, okay, I'm just going to close out anything that was supposed to be closed last year. Or maybe I see this and I can go in and adjust and say, okay, I thought they were going to close in the spring. They told me that something came up. And so I'm going to push that into my funnel. So this deals view, again, on the board view and the forecasting view is a really quick, easy way to make sure you're cleaning up the deals and cleaning up the funnels so that the reps out in the field using those deals, building those routes, have the most up-to-date, accurate information to be utilizing. The last thing I want to highlight here today is the reporting. The one thing I do always bring up, and like Mary had mentioned earlier, is, if I have a CRM, this is going back and forth from CRM. And a lot of times people say, well, yeah, no, I do a lot of my deal reporting there. That is totally fine. If it's easier for your team to work their deals in the field and build their routes and maintain all of the information up to date in Map My Customers, but you like to report in HubSpot or Salesforce or whatever CRM you're using, that is awesome. If you are not using a CRM and you want to use the Map My Customers deals reporting, that is there for you as well. If you are using your CRM reporting and you find there's some additional reporting in Map My Customers that's a little bit different because it's geographic focused, sometimes people like to use a little bit of both. So the reporting here, as always, lives in our reporting section. And there is a section specifically around deal reporting. It's going to give you some of that information, like your aggregation of the gross amount, the adjusted amount. And again, I'm looking here at my product sales funnel. What is the average length that a deal is sitting in each stage? How many rotting deals do I have? And as I go through this, there are just a number of different ways that I can visualize, report, graph out the data that's living in the system. I can see how many deals have been won or lost. I can see visual breakdowns of the deals per stage. I can see the deal progression through the pipeline. What this is going to help me do is understand, do I have any bottlenecks? Do I have any areas of my funnel where things are really getting stuck or cutting off? So you've got a lot of different charts and graphs, but again, if you are using a CRM, you might already have some of those in play, but we do also have geographic maps as well, or reports as well. If I want to come in here and visualize where are my top 10 deals by revenue, I can see where those are laying out on my map. Got a couple in Boston, 2 in Florida, 2 in North Carolina, a couple out here in the Cincinnati area. Where are things rotting? Where are my team members lacking a little bit? Where are all of the deals or deals that have not been contacted in a while? So these are going to geographically lay out that information for you. Another one that is a mapping report that a lot of times people find kind of interesting to look at is this closed won information on the map. Here you're going to see a white to kind of or a grayish white to green gradient of where you're winning deals or where you're losing deals. A lot of times people like to use this to say, okay, well, clearly the most revenue I've won is in Massachusetts. Where is that happening? And it's happening in Boston area. But maybe I know that there is good opportunity a little bit outside the city. And so I want my rep to be focusing a little outside in the other counties there. I can see that I'm also winning deals in Florida and North Carolina. I can see where I am losing deals. I can see where the most deals are being won by number. So clearly looking at this, I've won the same number of deals in all of the locations, but the revenue being won in Massachusetts was significantly more than in North Carolina or Florida there. So just adds another geographic element to some of the reporting you can do, even if you are already reporting in another system. I do not see any questions. So anything else, though, I could help answer at this point.
Yeah, that was great, Kim. I love the heat maps too. That's always such a cool demonstration.
Yeah. The last thing I do want to just highlight here, and Justin kind of alluded to it before, if you are not using deals and it's something that you think you would like to implement and something you would like to use, some people come into it and say, well, we're not really closing out deals. We're not winning or losing, or we don't have a monetary element to it. You do not need to use everything for this to become useful. We have a number of people in the medical space that they're not closing or winning out deals, they're seeking referrals. So to them, closed won is somebody who is primarily sending and using their business. They're sending a certain number of referrals. You can adjust, you can rearrange the stages, name them things that make sense to you. You can make this funnel 2 stages long or 10 stages long. It really is up to you and can be configured to your business. So if it's something that you're not using because you don't think it fits your business, but now after this, you're thinking, maybe I want to think a little bit more about creative ways I can use this. There are a lot of different ways people use the deals functionality to get to their end goal.
Awesome, Kim. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for attending another Workshop Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing you next week. And as always, this is your time. So please, give feedback to support@mapmycustomers.me or to your customer success manager. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate your time.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.